Please be advised, if you have not seen the movie that is about to be reviewed in this video, stop this video right now, go and watch the movie and then come back, because there are going to be massive plot spoilers throughout the course of this video. Hello one and all, and welcome back into the vault. We have a very interesting one for you today, but before we get into that, if you like these videos that I put out twice weekly, then hit that subscribe button, click on that notification bell, select all, so then you will know when a new video vault is released. Also, for those who don't really have time to sit down and watch 20, 30 plus minutes of some guy sitting in front of a camera ranting about a movie, there is a podcast version. So you can find that on anchor.fm, you can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts. All you can do is just search for Herbz's Video Vault, and you're good to go. Follow that on your desired platform. But anyway, this is an interesting one. Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D. It's kind of weird because when it was released on home media, it didn't come with any 3D glasses or anything. It was just mainly the 3D in the cinema. But that was sort of the gimmick at the time, really. In the 80s, like a lot of the third movies, starting from 1983. Actually, too oddly enough, like Friday the 13th Part 3, Amityville 3, Jaws 3, they were all done in sort of really gimmicky 3D, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It was a cheap effect back then. It's an expensive effect now. But yeah, back in the early 80s, it just did not work very well at all, and those movies kind of suffered a little bit from it. But we're not talking about we are going to talk about some of the effects and whatever else that they use throughout the movie, but I'll start with some positives. The idea behind Jaws 3 is actually pretty cool. It's a pretty unique idea, actually. I don't think it's been done since. It takes place in SeaWorld, a shark movie in a water park. Wow, shark movies in water. Oh no, who'd have thunk it? That's real. But no, seriously, setting the movie in SeaWorld is actually a really, really cool idea, instead of just the normal Amity Island sort of normal oceanic, I guess, beast movies we sort of got. So that was a plot. That was pretty cool. The cast is a really good cast. We've got Dennis Quaid, Bess Armstrong, Lea Thompson in one of the very first feature roles. We all know Lea Thompson from Back to the Future. This is one of the movies where she got her start before she went on to bigger and better things. Louis Gossett Jr. and John Putch. So they've got a good cast assembled for this movie as well. They're the positives. Oh, the negatives. The negatives are negative. There are a few. Once again, this movie was written by Gottlieb, who was a co-written by Gottlieb. It was a co-writer on the original Jaws and Jaws 2. I believe on a documentary I watched, he was the one that came up with the idea of setting it in SeaWorld. So that, again, original idea, actually cool. Okay. So the plot of this movie is, it's pretty simple, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. but we have a shark that manages to find its way into the SeaWorld lagoon. It's following some water skiers that it wants to turn into a snack, but you know, they get away, but it gets trapped inside the park. It does end up making a snack of the technician who is, you know, resetting the gate after the shark's knocked it off its track. We see a now grown-up Mike and Sean Brody. This movie undertakes place, well, is released 5 years after Jaws 2. Now, I don't think they would have aged as much in that period of time. That Mike looks like he's in his mid-20s. Yeah, okay, maybe he would have. Maybe not that much, but to an extent. And Sean is in his early 20s, like he's only like 21, 22. And is studying in Colorado. Now just think about this for a second. So in Jaws 2, Sean's probably 8. He goes from 8 to 21, 22 in the space of 5 years. If you're wanting to go in the story continuity, it doesn't quite work because it's like, the hell? Like, it works for one, yes, okay. You know, he's 17, 18. He's, you know, 25 or so, yeah, okay. It kind of works, but then with Sean, it kind of doesn't. We get introduced to Lea Thompson in this, in the bar area. You know, they've met at SeaWorld. They're getting ready to have this huge opening of this new attraction, the Undersea Kingdom. And we get introduced to Lea Thompson. They're playing this bar game called Standoff. And apparently Sean is actually pretty, you know, one of the best at it. And he goes up and has his turn and pulls a reamer, a Doug reamer. What do I mean by that? Wait, you'll have to wait for another movie review for that, and it'll all make sense. What's he talking about? He pulls a reamer, but he just psychs her out, and they end up, you know, starting to develop a bit of an on-screen relationship, which, you know, it's pretty cool. There's good chemistry here between the characters. And we have these coral stealers that sneak into the park and like, oh, you know, we can get some, you know, $200 for the good stuff, and well, they get taken out by the shark, don't they? Really, really quickly. So the next morning, you know, they're trying to figure out why, you know, the dolphins are acting weird. You know, they don't want to go out into the lagoon, like there's some sort of, you know, what's causing all these problems. And the partner of one of the park workers who has gone missing is under the impression, like, because, you know, they didn't show up home, like they've, you know, run off. But you know, it's kind of hard to run off somewhere when you leave your passport, driver's license, credit cards, and everything else. So like, you know, something's quite awry here. So they go and have a look in the Spanish galleon area of the lagoon just to see, you know, or something's, you know, happened to this guy. He's probably gonna be trapped, and, you know, stop him from floating up and try to get it before anything goes wrong. And of course, they get attacked by the shark. They managed to get away. I think I counted that they used the same shots over the whole part of this 1.5, 2 minute scene where they're trying to escape the shark. Some of the same shots they used about 3 times. And okay, it's like, okay, yeah, they're on the dolphins getting away, yep, They eventually get out of the water. They have this huge discussion about what they're going to do with the shark. One thing blew my mind. You would think with Mike Brody, with everything that he's been through in his childhood, he would pretty much instantly recognize a great white shark when he sees one. No, he gets out of the water and just screams, "What the hell is that? What the hell is that?" It's like, what do you think it is? Really? What do you think it is? You know what it is. It's a freaking shark. It's a great white shark. You hear that dance, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, kill the thing. You know, sharks are murderers, blah blah. There's this huge debate between the photographer Philip Fitzroyce and Mike and Kay about what they're going to do. He wants to, use grenades and blow the shark up, and Catherine's like, no, you can't do that. We're the only place that's going to have a great white shark alive in captivity. And it's like, okay, well, they end up, tranking the shark and getting it back to some sort of health or so they think. Because next day is opening day. We get the water skiers. We've got all this fun and exciting atmosphere. And the profit-driven character of Calvin Bouchard, played very, very well by Louis Gossett Jr. Decides, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to put this shark on, public display, and people can see it, and it's going to boost ticket sales, and we're going to make all this money, yeah. And it's like, again, the biggest enemy is actually money and greed. But the shark unfortunately dies in the tank in front of all these people. And I don't know if there's like some sort of ESP thing sort of going on, because it's actually a baby shark. It's not the big shark. It's not Jaws. And so when they're investigating, like, why there's a big pressure build-up in one of the pumps, I'll just turn one of them off. Little do they know, like, big shark is, mama shark is actually in there, like, hiding out, and the combination of not only the pumps turning off, but I guess some sort of ESP psychic things like, my baby's dead, attack! Just, causes all of this chaos, like, people get injured in the lagoon. It's just chaos, pandemonium. The shark attacks the undersea kingdom, so people are left, trapped in the watertight area. Fitzroy has this idea, well, what do you say we cage the thing, trap it in the filtration pipe where it hid the first time, and you can get the patch and the patch welded and get these people out? Yeah, okay. Cool idea. Unfortunately, it ultimately backfires, because once they manage to get the shark trapped in the filtration pipe, the gate is closed behind it, so lock it in. Fitzroyce does not make it out. He gets devoured whole by the shark, and then, like, they decide, what, we're gonna suffocate this thing. Let's turn the pumps off and suffocate her. Unfortunately, the pin that they've used to lock the gate, it doesn't hold, because the sharks put that much force onto the joints, and it pops open, and the shark is once again free. Now, I never sort of picked up on this until I just finished watching Jaws 3, and I think this is sort of where they started having the idea of, how can we make a shark more menacing than it already is? I know, we'll have it growl. I'm pinpointing this is where they started with the whole sharks can growl and roar. And now, I'm no expert, but I think last time I checked, sharks don't have vocal cords. So how can something roar when it doesn't have vocal cords? Or lungs, for that matter. Again, I'm no expert. I'm just saying. But anyway, they managed to get the patch on. Everyone gets to safety. Well, everyone trapped in the... gets to safety. What the hell was that? And of course, the shark attacks the control center where, you know, some more, the main tasty morsels in this movie are, and oh boy. Oh boy. This is just a horrible sequence, really. Because you just see the shark just slowly, it doesn't, there's no swimming, it just floats. It just glides very slowly. And they slow it all down. They slow the whole sequence down, I guess, to try to build up more and more suspension. And, you know, the shark very, very slowly comes in and shatters the glass. Now, again, I'm no expert, but if you're 30, 40 feet underwater, you're not going to have normal window glass, okay? You're probably going to have plexiglass that's probably about, you know, insanely thick. You know, because, you know, stop pressure build-up and all that. But, and just the shot of the glass shattering is really, really bad, because the shark hits the glass, it just stops, and we just get this whoosh, like horrible 3D effect. We get a lot of these horrible 3D effects, actually, and they linger on them for a little bit too long. Like the opening shark POV scene is swimming along, it eats a fish, and it focuses, and the 3D shot is just of the head just slowly twisting, turning around. You see the mouth open and close. And then when the park worker gets attacked, you know, you see again his arm just lingering on the screen for 15, 20 seconds. And oh, speaking of said shark, of said park worker, this is what we call the dick move. This is the dick move. So the guy's body is discovered by tourists that are in the viewing area in the Sea Kingdom, and this one dude pushes this chick against the glass, so she's like face to face, almost like, it's almost like, come on, kiss the guy, give him a kiss, come on. It's like, oh my god, it was so freaking cringeworthy and funny at the same time, but it's a dick move banner. So yeah, the control room is flooded up, a couple of people get away, one person gets eaten, poor bastard. I hope he got a decent paycheck, because this movie stinks. And they did get some aspects with the shark right this time though. Like, we've all seen great white sharks, you know, when they close their mouth, the top jaw just descends down, so you see the gums and everything. So they did that bit right when the shark's, you know, opening and closing his mouth, you know, their gums protrude and everything else. The eyes roll over white. Yep, okay, they did that right. And we have the MacGuffin. We have the shark under his mouth, and they spot the arm of Fitzroyce still lodged in its teeth, and this arm just happens to be holding a grenade. And so they managed to make a makeshift hook. After a few goes, they eventually pull the pin, and the whole thing explodes. And oh boy, another bad 3D shot with the teeth of the shark just flying at the screen, and we see the top and bottom jaw just sort of in the frame. Now, if you're watching this in the cinema with like the 3D glasses and that on, I'm sure it'd look really, really cool. But on home video or DVD or Blu-ray that does not have 3D, it looks so bad. It just looks so cheesy and bad. But, yeah. The shark's dead. Everybody's happy. So that, yeah. Jaws 3. It's a passable movie. It really is. Like, there are quite a few positives. You know, the concept is unique. It's really cool having the shark, you know, stuck in SeaWorld. The cast is great. They've got some amazing actors. It's just the writing, the pacing, the effects that just let it all fall apart. But I will say this. It's better than part 4. Which we're going to get into next time. So be prepared for a long video on that one, because it's just basically going to be me, you know, just canning Jaws of Revenge, really. But that is just what it is. But yes, thank you so much for joining me in the vault. As I said, I'll be releasing new videos every Wednesday and every Saturday. There'll be a playlist link that's probably already shown in the first already popped up in the first 2 minutes. There'll be on the tail, there'll be, you know, a link to my video before this one, and, you know, a little image that you can click and you can subscribe. Again, make sure you click on that notification cowbell and you select all. All of my socials will be down in the description below, as will the links to where you can find the podcast version of The Vault. So until then, thank you for joining me in the vault, and I will see you all next time around. Bye for now. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you like what you see, click that subscribe button. Make sure you dangle that notification cowbell. You can hit me up on all of my social medias, which will be down in the description box below. And I shall see you all next time around.